The fog over the election is coming, the election has come and gone, and most winners and losers have emerged. One peculiar thing with this round of election is that political godfathers are having less and less control over their perceived strongholds. Let's look at the results that have been announced so far and the state of results generally across the country. Let's move from south to north. In Lagos, for example, Tinubu and the APC essentially redeemed themselves with a landslide victory over LP and PDP. The gap is so much that if you add the votes of LP and PDP and double it, they will still not meet up with what Sanwo-Olu of APC got. So essentially, we can say that Lagos or Tinubu has redeemed himself and established his strength. In Ogun State, the incumbent Dapo Abiodun, the Eleyi of Ogun State, narrowly retained his seat in spite of the perceived effort by Amosun to undermine him. APC was shocked with the routing by Seyi Makinde of PDP in Oyo State. The victory was so convincing that the candidate of APC immediately called to congratulate the PDP candidate. That was a good one from Teslim Folarin of APC. The Oyo State APC had generally been internally fractured since the primary elections. Many of the party heavyweights that contested against Teslim Folarin largely stayed aloof. They were just like, go do your stuff, we are here. Or even some of them even actually walked against Teslim and everything. So that was a case of a house divided against itself cannot stand. Also bear in mind that Seyi Makinde delivered his state for the APC during the presidential election. So there's a good chance that the APC National has essentially decided or let the PDP have the states. Since, like Wike always says, agreement is agreement. Osun, Ondo, and Ekiti election are held at different times, so there were no elections in those states at this time. But APC currently holds Ondo and Ekiti state, while PDP currently holds Osun state. Pending the judgment from the appeal court, which is expected to come in soon. That makes it 4 APC states against 2 PDP states, pending when the Osun State election will be called. In the southeast, the situation is a mixed bag. Labour Party looks set to win their 4 states in Abia State. PDP is projected to win in Enugu State, and APC has been declared winner in Ebonyi State. The remaining 2 states where elections are also off cycle are currently being retained. That's Imo State by APC, and APGA is holding Anambra State. So that's essentially spread everything around. But it's rather surprising that APC is currently, if things goes the way they are going, APC will be holding more states in the southeast than any other party. Because APGA has a party has a state in Anambra. Labour will have Abia, while PDP will be holding Enugu State. It is worthy of note that the elections in the southeast were largely free of that horrific violence that one would be expecting because of that IPOP threat.
On the 23rd day of February 2023, there will be sit at home. 2. On the 24th day of February 2023, there will be lockdown in entire Biafra territory.
It is unclear whether it was the activities of the security agencies that secured the place, or some people were able to appeal or convince IPOP to quietly wait out this election. Maybe the outcome will favor them, but after the election, we'll see how it goes and be able to tell whether it was actually security agencies that held them down, or the place or IPOP decided to slow down or not cause the confusion. In the south-south region, in Rivers State, for example, the election cannot really be called fair because of the alleged way in which police, INEC, and thugs seems to work seamlessly together to give victory to Wike. In fact, in some videos, you see the police officials coordinating the distribution of cash to voters right in front of camera, and even destroying ballot boxes. We've seen there are videos of ballot boxes being destroyed with police with police in view doing nothing about it. APC generally again would not complain much, as the presidential election was delivered by Wike for the APC using this same set of machineries. So, like Wike always says,
agreement is an agreement.
So, essentially, Wike's PDP candidate Fubara won convincingly in Rivers State. And in the rest of the South-South, PDP won other South-South states except for Cross River, where APC was able to retain the governorship seat. That's making it 5 states for PDP against 1 of APC. There is no Labour Party within the South-South. In the North Central, APC had a field day with a very convincing victory by Abdurrahman Abdulrazak in Kwara State, Abdullahi Sule in Nasarawa State, and a rather surprising victory by Father Hyacinth Alia in Benue State, where the incumbent governor Otom lost his senatorial bid, and his party has also lost the governorship seat. So essentially, he's swapping or flipping Benue State from PDP to APC. In Niger State, Umar Bago won in a rather tight race, but he has won, while in Plateau State, PDP won. Elections were not conducted in Kogi State at this time, but Kogi State is currently firmly in the grip of Governor Yaya Bello, making the North Central a thing of 5 APC states against 1 PDP state. That's essentially like a flip of what we have in the South-South. In the Northeast, Yobe and Gombe State went to APC with Mai Mala Buni and Inuwa Yahya, respectively, retaining their seats, while the star boy of APC in the Northeast, or even in the whole country, Governor Babagana Umara Zullo, was re-elected with possibly what we can call the widest margin in all of this election. He won all the local governments and came out with a wide margin. In Bauchi State, Bala Muhammad of PDP retained his seat by defeating the APC candidate Abubakar Sadiq, the handsome former chief of Air-Staff and the husband of the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Response and Social Development. What a name for a ministry. Adamawa is on the verge of producing the first female governor in Nigeria, first female elected governor in Nigeria. But that is not yet set. That's like on the verge. However, the election was declared inconclusive as the gap between the leading PDP candidate and her is about 20-something thousand votes. Is less than the number of votes, the number of registered people in the polling units that were cancelled. So that gap, like a 30,000 registered people in those polling units, needs to be rerun. So the supplementary election would need to be done before Adamawa State can be called for APC or the PDP candidate. So as it stands in the Northeast, we have 4 states for APC, 1 for PDP, and 1 state is not yet concluded, but PDP is currently holding the state. Finally, the KKKK region of the Northwest, the Kano, Kaduna, Kebbi, Katsina states. In this region, President Buhari and Governor El-Rufai were not disgraced in Katsina State and Kano State, as Diko Ratda and Obasani, respectively, of APC won their states not so easily, but they are in. Especially the Kaduna election was very tight. However, the popular former governor of Kano State, Rabi Musa Kwankwaso, and his Kwankwasia movement, that's his party NNPP, demonstrated their grip on Kano State by defeating APC and PDP both at the presidential election and now at the gubernatorial election. His candidate, Abba Kabir, was declared winner in Kano State with much fanfare. Unfortunately, the supporters of NNPC were reported to have burnt the house of a very popular APC supporting musician, Rarara. The musician that sang that Baba Buhari. His house was burnt for composing a victory song for the APC and releasing it even before the elections were declared. Sokoto, Jigawa were won by the APC. Zamfara was won by the PDP. That is the first time PDP will be winning in Zamfara State, while Kebbi State was declared inconclusive as the difference between the APC candidate that won and the PDP runner-up was less than number of voided ballot papers in that state election. making it 4 states for APC, 1 state to PDP, and 1 state to NNPP. This round of elections was way better than the presidential and parliamentary elections of 3 weeks ago. We pray that the elections will continue to be a better representation of the will of Nigerian people going forward. Thank you very much for staying tuned to up to this point. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, everything on the iMedia Digital Hub. I'll see you in the next one.